Hey, it's Josh coming to you from the RPM shop down here in sunny Las Vegas. Just wanted to keep our tutorials going on the Nitro, and what we want to do is cover some of the lube points on your Nitro to keep it in good working order for long term. For all intents and purposes, there's two places that you're going to want to keep grease on. One of them is your hinge up here on the top, so both sides, and then also down here in your limb pocket. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to tear this thing apart, how to lube it, or where to lube it, and then how to put it back together. So just the first thing you're going to want to do when you're going to go through and do some greasing is you're going to want to loosen up your timing screw right here. We've covered this a bunch over the course of the last half a dozen tutorials. So back your timing screw out. It's located right here on the outside of this top cam. Once that's backed out, then we're going to take some of the pounds or back off the limb bolt. So we're going to go ahead and take this down. So we'll back this down, and what we're trying to do is just get this string loose because we've got to take the string off. So once your limb pocket looks something like this against the riser, that's backed off enough, and then what you're going to do is take your Nitro and then pop this string off. So just push down, and what will end up happening is everything goes limp. Go ahead and set your string off to the side, and then what we're going to do is we're going to take the cam cables off. So you're going to rotate the cams up, pull the crimp out of one side across the saddle here, and then pull the other crimp out, set that off to the side. And we're only going to do one side at a time just so that we don't get things confused. Then what you're going to do is you're going to rotate the saddle cable up, and just kind of like an old sprocket on your bicycle, pop that sucker out and then rotate this thing back and forth until this one rotates up, and then we'll take those crimps out. Now your energy limb and your string limb are loose, and you can slide those right out of the limb pocket. So you can set that off to the side. Then what we're going to do is you're going to take the riser, pick it up, and then rotate it so that you can get this limb pocket out. At this particular time, what you might want to do, and it sure doesn't hurt, is to put some lithium grease, some of this white lithium grease right here on your limb bolt. Keep that lubed up. It just makes it a lot easier to go in and out of that nutser. At this point, you can put your riser off to the side. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and lube up this limb pocket. There's a couple places that you're going to want to lube up, and we always use just white lithium grease. You can find it in a hardware store. Home Depot has it. Any place like that. Automobile stores have it. Right here on this rocker part, you're going to want to run just a fine bead of grease. Something about like that. It doesn't have to be perfect, but something about like that. Then what you're going to have is on the inside where the limb actually rides. What we're going to do is we're going to put a fine bead all the way around these three sides. So we're going to go start here, and we're going to go down, around, and like that. So it looks something similar to this. And again, it's not a science, but just get it close, and then you can take your finger and kind of smooth it out in here so that you get good coverage. If you want to put some here on the bottom, it's sure not going to hurt anything. And make sure you've got a paper towel or a old dish rag. Make sure you don't use Mama's brand new one. She'll hate you forever. But make sure you're lubed up, something similar to this. Set it off to the side. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this hinge, and if you have one of those needle oilers, it's kind of a cylinder, a round tube that's got a needle. That works fine. Or you can just take some of this same lithium grease, and then you're just going to put just a fine coat, on here. Use your finger, rub that in there, just so that it looks something similar to this, just to give that hinge a little bit of lube. So anything that's moving on the Nitro, you want to make sure it has a little bit of lubrication. So set your limb back off to the side. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to reassemble, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So we take the limb bolt here, the limb pocket, and what you're going to do is you're going to slide this back up in here, set it back into the rocker, set this down. Now we're going to install the energy limb into the limb pocket. Make sure that you've got your black washer right here on, and your stainless washer, that's out. Slide the limb pocket down inside so it seats all the way against the face of the limb pocket. Then put your crimp, your saddle crimp, back in to the cam. You're going to rotate this up just a little bit, and then just rotate this cable on around the actual cam itself. It helps if you get your fingers out of the way. So get that sucker line back in there, rotate this up, and then rotate it back down. So now this is all installed here. Take your cam cable, crimp in one side, let it seat, Same thing on the other side, let it seat, and then we're going to wrap it up and over the top of the draw stop saddle. Pinch everything back together, grab your limb bolt wrench, tighten this sucker up just a couple twists just so that everything goes tight. And then you're set up on this side. Then you're going to go ahead and repeat it on the other side. Then you're going to go ahead and put your string back on, put some poundage back on your energy limbs. Make sure you check it for time. If you don't know how to do that, check out our other tutorials. And you're off to the races. If you keep your nitro lubed up, keep it well maintained, it'll last you a lifetime. So for any other tips and tricks on the RPM Nitro, check out rpmbowfishing.com. We'll see you out on the water.